Hello, primary 4 students. How are you? Welcome your science class with me, Dr. Shaimaa Hamdy Kassem, and this is your channel, the Big Sister channel. As now, we will start lesson 2, part 1. Okay? Do you remember last time we talked about a type of adaptation called what? Camouflage. Yes, as you see here, the polar bear has thick fur. Why? To keep its body warm, because it lives in the polar region. Also, this fur has the color white fur. Why? Yes, to blend in with the environment and sneaks up its prey, and this is the camouflage. Yes? Okay. So, the thick white fur of the polar bear helps it to adapt and survive in the polar regions. Yes? Okay. And the thick white fur is a part of its body. Yes? Yes. So, it is a part of the body structure of the polar bear. When we talked about anything in the body of the organism or inside its body, so this is a body structure. Okay? So, any part in the organism's body is called what? Body structure. And the word structure is very easy, as we can divide it into 2 syllables, as we have st-r-a-k, struck. Then we have the syllable ture, which is T-U-R-E. Okay? Structure. Okay. So, any part in the organism's body, we call it here in science body structure. Okay? The dark fur for the forest bear. You remember that? Yes. And we know that these dark fur make the forest bear adapt to its environment, as it helps the forest bear to hide among the trees. Okay? So what helps the forest bear to adapt here in its environment? Yes, the dark fur. And the dark fur is a part of its body. Yes? So this is a body structure for the forest bear. So this is very good. Okay? Then we have another examples as the sandy color fur for the fennec fox and the caracal. We said before that this sandy color fur helps them to adapt in their environment, which is the desert. Yes? So this sandy colored fur is a part of their bodies or not? Yes, this sandy color fur is a part of their bodies. So this is a body structure. Okay? So the change here in the body structure, that they have this color, sandy color or tan colored fur, help them to adapt and survive in their environment. Okay? So all these examples have what? Yes, a change in the body structure, even by the thick white fur in the polar bear or the dark fur in the forest bear or the sandy color fur in the caracal and fennec fox. Yes? Also here, if we talk about the penguin, yes, you remember the dense feathers and the thick fat layer in the penguin's body? So these dense feathers and the thick fat layer help the penguin to adapt to its environment, which is the polar region, yes, in the Antarctica. Yes, so here the change that make the penguin can live in this polar region, what? The dense feathers and the thick layer of the fat in its body. So this is a body structure. So here the change is in the body structure. Okay? Also we have another example. You remember the lizard, desert lizard? Yes, it has what? colorful skills, colorful skills. And the skills is a part of its body, yes? So the change here for the adaptation is in what? The body structure, okay? So we can say that all of these examples have changes in their body structures to help them survive, yes? So good job that you discover these type of adaptation with me. So now we can say as a little scientists that there is a type of adaptation that depend on what? The change in the body structure of living organisms to help them survive, okay? So here we have a type of adaptation, and this is the first type of adaptation, okay? And it is a change in the body structure of living organism to help it to survive, okay? And as it depends on the body structure, so we call this type what? Structural adaptation. Structural adaptation, as we have the word structure, okay, without E at the end, and we put instead of this E, A-O. Structural adaptation, okay? Okay. So we have here something to think, okay? We want to think about this information that we have, okay? First, we know that the desert lizard looks for shade during sunny days, okay? As we studied in the lesson 1, yes, that the desert lizard looks for shade during sunny days. Also, we studied human being using umbrella and light clothes in the hot climate. So, the question here, are those changes in the body structure of those living organisms or not? Think, does looking for a shade or wearing light clothes or using umbrella are a change in the body structure? Yes or no? Of course, both of these things aren't a change in the body structure. Why? Because they are a change in the behavior, in what they do or act to help them survive, okay, in the hot climates for this example, okay? So here, the change in the behavior or act, okay, not in the body structure. So here, we have another example as migration. You know migration? Yes, migration means traveling, as the bird or some living organisms can migrate from place to place, okay? So migration of some animals towards certain regions, okay, is this a change in the body structure or a change in the behavior? Of course, it is a change in the behavior or act for these animals as they migrate to another place, okay? So here, my lovely students, we discover the second type of adaptation, as we have adaptation, which is called behavioral adaptation. It comes from the word behavior, okay? So the behavioral adaptation, it is a change in the behaviors or acts of living organisms to help it survive or help them survive, okay? So here we know two types of adaptations. Structural adaptation, which is the change in the body structure of the living organism to help it survive, and the other type, the second type of adaptation, which is the behavioral adaptation. It is a change in the behaviors or acts of living organism to help it survive, okay? If we have here a question, this question called, write the scientific term, okay? As you will write, scientific name for this sentence or this definition, okay? As if we have the first one, it is a change in the body structure of living organism to help it survive. So what is this? Okay, and the other question, it is a change in the behaviors or acts of living organism to help it survive. So what is this? Okay, so I hear you that you answer very well as the change in the body structure of living organism to help it survive. This is structural adaptation. And the change in the behaviors or acts of living organism to help it survive. So this is behavioral adaptation. Okay, this is great, my lovely students. So now it's time to see different animals and their structural adaptation and behavioral adaptation. Are you ready? So now we will talk about the fennec fox. Okay, we talked about the fennec fox before. We know that it has a tan-colored or sandy-colored fur and it lives in desert. Yes. Now we will play a game about the fennec fox. We have S, which refers to structural adaptation, and B, which refers to behavioral adaptation. And I will tell you some information about the fennec fox, and you will tell me if this information is a S or B. If this information or change is a structural adaptation or behavioral adaptation. Okay? So let's start our game. It has a tan-colored coat. It has extra large ears. Okay? It pants as or like a dog. It lives in burrows. It eats all kind of food. Okay? So, what do you think? It has a tan-colored coat. Yes, S, very nice, because this is a structural adaptation. It change in the body structure. Yes, okay. It has extra large ears. Yes, we talked about the ears, and the ears is a body structure. So, yes, this is a structural adaptation. It pants like a dog. You know what the meaning of pants? As you see here, the dog pants a lot. Yes, to make like a... Yes, this sound or this breathes are called panting. As here, the dog pants a lot. Okay, so this is a verb. So, back to our game. The fennec fox pants like a dog. So, this is, yes, a change in the behavioral adaptation or in the body structure. Yes, it's a change in the behavioral adaptation. Okay, so this is B, behavioral adaptation. Very nice. Okay, it lives in burrows. So, you know burrows? Yes, this is a burrow. Okay, so it lives in burrows. So this is behavioral adaptation. So we will put P here. Yes, very nice. So the last information we have, it eats all kind of food. So it's very clear that this is B, behavioral adaptation, because it is a change in the behavior or acts. Okay? Okay, well done. Primary 4 students. Very nice. Now, we will discuss each point, okay? Each information of these. As it has a tan-colored coat. Why? Yes, to hide in a sandy, rocky environment, which is a desert. To hide in sandy, rocky environment, okay? And also to protect it from the sun, because this tan-colored coat protect it from the sun, because desert has very hot climate. Yes, you know this. Okay, so here it has a tan-colored coat to hide in a sandy, rocky environment, and this is, we call it what? Yes, camouflage, and to protect it from the sun. Okay. The second information, it has extra large ears. Why? Yes, to help it lose the heat to cool its body. I want you to know here, if the living organism live in very hot climate, it needs to what? Cool its body and to lose heat. Here, the big ears or the large ears make what? Help the organism to lose heat. You know, to remember this point, it looks like a chimney in some houses. Yes, it has chimney, or factories. Okay, it has chimneys. Why? To lose heat. Okay, as you see, these chimney bring out the heat. Yes. Okay, so here it has extra large ears to help it lose the heat to cool its body. Okay, and to allow excellent hearing. Okay, so it has large ears to allow excellent hearing. It hears very well. Okay. Okay. The third information we have, it pants as a dog. And here, this panting makes what? Its body to be cool. Okay, to cool its body. Why? Because it takes up to 700 breaths per minute. As in 1 minute, it can do 700 breaths. And this help it to cool its body. Okay. The fourth information here, it lives in burrows. Why? Because it lives in very hot climate. So it needs places like burrows to live in. So to stay cool during the sunny days. So here it lives in burrows. Why? To stay cool during the sunny days. Okay. The last information, which is it eats all kind of food, and this is a behavioral adaptation, as we said. All kinds of food like what? Like insects, fruits, plant roots, remaining from another animal preys. Okay, so all kinds of food. It can eat any type of food, and this help it to survive in its environment. As you know, the desert has few amount of food. So this is a behavioral adaptation for the fennec fox, that it can eat all types, all kinds of food, okay, to help it survive. Okay. So we can summarize what we said about the fennec fox. We have some features which are structural adaptation and behavioral adaptation. Structural adaptation like tan-colored fur to hide and protect it from the sun. Also, it has extra large ears to lose heat and cool its body. Okay, and the behavioral adaptation, we have three things. It pants like a dog to cool its body. It lives in burrows to stay cool in the sunny days, and it eats all kind of food. Okay, as the fennec fox lives in the desert, a very hot climate, most of the adaptations for what? Yes, to keep its body cool. Okay, so next time we will talk about another examples. We will play another games about another living organisms, and we will see the structural and the behavioral adaptations for the Arctic fox and the bull shark. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe, like and share my channel. For now, thank you for watching and goodbye.